The sad thing is, like, I want to say Edward, but I feel like if I call Ed Edward instead of Ed, I'm kind of breaking with the bit of calling characters fancy versions of their name that are not actually fancy versions of their name, but are just shit, like Jamesworth being long for Jamie. That's not a real thing. I can't just say Edward, because that is long for Ed. That was wrong. Okay, so Marnie, apparently she feels that the Cammy maybe not so much it anymore. The modern Ed, though. The modern Ed kind of fire. Every time I look at the tether punch Ed does there, it just feels so... Like, look at that shit. Why does Ed get to force pull you into his shit? That just doesn't seem right. And yeah, I mean, when you hit Jamie and he's not allowed to get sloshed, you know, if it's a dry round, you know, if you fight Jamie before 5 p.m., he's pretty much just cooked. Yeah. You guys have enough space to stand back and go, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Otherwise, Jamie simply dies. Because he doesn't get his own special moves. Rip to Jamie. Alright. Marnie shutting down some of that aggression here. Throwing Scotty full screen. Projectiling her way in. And now, I don't think that the super will kill. I'm not sure whether this is level 3 or not. But I don't think the super kills. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that was a level 3, but it wasn't a critical alert, obviously. So it didn't kill. That's my personal headcanon. Nevertheless, a commanding first game from Marnie there. Really making good use of the tether and also the dry brush to be able to transition to, you know, in the face brawling, smothering Jamie pretty well. There have been very few points where Scotty's been able to get a drink in edgewise. Now Marnie may be overusing it a little bit, burning herself out, but at this point, if she hits Scotty pretty much just dies. So it's not necessarily the end of the world to burn out here, right? Because, you know, you're at a disadvantage in neutral and chip damage, but like here, we're at a burnout, the life is still nowhere near you. You have such a life lead that taking that momentum, the risk, you know, it's worth it. The risk is worth the potential reward. Now, Ed taking advantage of the fact, well, Marnie taking advantage of the fact that she's the only one in this match who has a projectile. Use it. Ed can do that? I've never seen an Ed do that in my life. What? Is that we have Psycho Crusher at home? Okay. Unfortunately for Marnie, he has deposited her into the corner. I realize that a fair bit happened since that special move, but it did put her on the corner side of the screen close to the wall. So it is kind of that special's fault that she's in this situation right now. And that shimmy is not quite the end of it. Okay, but 4 drinks though, 4 drinks Jamie, that shimmy's the end of it. You know what I'm saying? You should have a little bit more sauce in them, you know. That would have been the end of it. Still takes the round though. Oh dang! Props to Marnie for knowing that she can interrupt that that ODDP once Jamie is lying on the ground. Because I did not know that. I assumed it was OD or invul until he came back down from the swoop up. So interrupt that right away, holding as much space as possible, not letting Jamie escape from the corner. Scotty able to whiff punish Ed, which is not. I feel like Ed probably harder to whiff punish than most characters. Certainly than Jamie would seem to be. But Jamie does have that whole unpredictable movement deal. But I don't think you need to tell you that this is going to go. I mean, man rips your throat out. That's a fatality. That is a Mortal Kombat fatality. It should always kill. It should be an IK. You should have an IK input. Have 70 frames start up. Get a little guilty gear going. A really good, a good comeback, good adjustments, and a good comeback there from Iron Zangief, being able to take the second game of the set while you know, fighting for his tournament life at that, as backed against the wall as possible. Now, you know, I think it's more on the mental game than it is any kind of character matchup. Marnie's got to rally and refuse to be subjected to the reverse 2-0, which is not as harrowing as the reverse 3-0, but it's not ideal. You know, it's still a situation like, no, I was on set point. This is not transpiring. I refuse. You know, comes down a lot of it, I think, in a situation like this. Who wants it more? You do also have to recognize the person potentially getting reverse swept. Usually, unless there's a big mental advantage, has the advantage because, you know, Scotty had to adapt to be in the position to potentially take it back against Marnie. And then she has all of that time to just adapt once and pretty much win the set. A good shimmy there. Simply depositing Jamie back onto the ground. Scotty Abares his way out, gets into mid-screen, but the break dancing that was serving well before for whip punishing and such, now getting jumped and punished itself. Is this song in German? Is this person singing in German? Yes. I have confirmed. I heard geradeaus, which means straight, as in the direction, not the sexuality. I was like, okay, yeah, this is German. It could also mean the sexuality. I don't know. I only know that it means the direction. All right, this is CA, right? It's not going to kill, but will it burn out? Not quite. Ooh, the empty jump bait, though, getting the DP out of Scotty. I think that was more riskier than Scotty needed to be, honestly, for like an anti-air. I think maybe that was just a little bit of over.